50, 45. There goes Davis.
Oh my God!
Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow! Oh my God! Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Oh, welcome in everyone to a brand new edition of the Dream Wager, episode 469. Today is Monday, November 18th, 2024. Indeed, we had a really good week 11, kid. How you doing?
Dill, I'm doing great. A lot of, kind of don't love the fully loaded 1 o'clock window. Today was all right, but we got to get a little more games in the 4 o'clock window. Other than that, doing pretty good, Dill.
Yeah, we had a really good 1 o'clock slate. 4 o'clock was pretty good as well. We'll talk about Thursday night, the battle in the NFC East between the Redskins and the Eagles. College number one Oregon barely squeaked out of Wisconsin alive and remains undefeated. We'll talk a little bit about that. Monday night showdown, the Battle of Texas. We got the Cowboys hosting the Houston Texans. We'll have picks and props for that game as well. And then on the association, I think we got about 7-8 games here on the hardwood for Monday. But kid, before we get to Sunday, we'll talk Thursday real quick. Philadelphia Eagles 26, Washington Redskins 18. Definitely Jaden Daniels' worst game, I would say. Still, there were some drops, but 22 for 32, 191. And it looks like to me that his arm or his body when he's running still kind of hurt. I don't think he's fully 100%. I mean, this secondary for the Eagles has really played well. The two kids, Adion Mitchell and Cooper DeJean, I mean, the way they're playing in that secondary has really changed it around with Nick Fangio in that defense. Outside of Austin Eckler, they really shut everyone down. They shut down Terry McLaurin. Adion Mitchell just completely took him out of the game. Zach Ertz had the touchdown, but outside of that, that's about it. Brian Robinson Jr. had a nice game on the ground, but not enough to withstand Saquon Barkley. Jaden Daniels played okay. They didn't really have to do anything. They just ran it down their throat. 126 yards for Saquon, 46, and 2 tutties. Kid, thoughts on Eagles?
It was a tale of two halves for the offense. Neither side was able to get establish anything consistent offensively, especially in the first half. Give credit for it. Washington having 10-6 lead into half, but like you said, Jaden Dennis didn't play well. The offense was never a rhythm. The passing game, the fact that Austin Eckler, 8 receptions, to me that's a lot of receptions though, and then Zach Ertz, like you said, that young secondary was able to take away Scary Terry, Noah Brown, and these other guys. So to me, we got to give credit and more credit to Nick Fangio, because this defense has been the story for about 5-6 weeks now, Dill. The offense has it's been pretty good. Jalen Hurts not turning the ball over, but it's really been the defense and then the Saquon Barkley deal. Saquon Barkley honestly took this game over in the second half. 26 carries, 146, 2 tutties. He's just special. The crowd was saying in the post game, "Thank you, Giants," and it was everything. Though
Yeah.
this Eagles team right now, the first few weeks of the season, I didn't think so. I didn't really believe in that shit. I didn't put him in my top 10 to about week 7 or 8. I can honestly say right now, after these last few weeks, offensively, we know what they're capable of doing, but the defense has been consistent enough to put them in that contender conversation.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at the odds right now for the division, but you think they locked it up now? They do have a lead.
I wouldn't say the division is locked up, but it's trending their way. Commanders lost 2 straight games now, and
Yeah.
let's just be honest. I know Chicago's trending down as well, but they should have lost that game against Chicago. Hail Mary, player of the year, call it what you want. But if it wasn't for that Hail Mary, they lose that game as well. And we'd be talking about Commanders on a 3-game losing streak.
Cliff Kingsbury's also regressed, I think, as well with the play calling a little bit as well.
It's a lot of film on the rookie now. Before there was like, oh shit, we didn't know he could do these things. Now they got more film and they giving the rookie the respect he deserves.
I think you could spin it to a positive if you're a Redskin fan, though, because you don't want a good Olave, because then he'll leave you for a head coaching job. So, yeah, I think there's a lot of things. Best rookie quarterback out of this class, objectively, because I know you got one of the guys on your team, but
Realistically,
how is it not Bo Nix?
realistically, I think Bo Nix has been playing great. I've been saying this like Bo Nix has not been playing like a rookie. I'm gonna give it to Jalen Daniels as of right now. Bo Nix is right there in third. I'm gonna say it's Drake May though. I think Drake May is playing great. I know it's not leading to a lot of wins, but he doesn't look bad. He's making some plays with his legs. Looks pretty good. Hey, we got an offensive lineman that scored today, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
say for now, Jaden Daniels, uh, Bo Nix, and May.
And who would have thought the number one quarterback, Caleb Williams, last?
It's for now. This is for now. This I'm just honestly judging the last 3 to 4 weeks, last 5 weeks of play. Caleb
Yeah.
Williams is trending down. Drake May, since being a starter, he's been playing pretty damn good.
Yeah. Yeah, given what he has, Kendrick
Yeah.
Bourne came back today. We'll talk about that. But yeah, I agree. I think Bo Nix is up there as well. I think last 5, 6 games, he's really taking care of the ball, and that's what Sean Payton wants to do. And they're winning games, kid. So yeah, I would agree. But are we worried here for the Commanders now? Because 2 tough games, 2 tough losses. To the Steelers, they had every opportunity to win this game. And even here, I know they lost by 11 or 8, excuse me, but they still had every opportunity to win this game as well.
I know, Dill. I think they're just fine. Maybe the division's not out of play. It's not out of play. So to me, they're still alive for the division, and they're still sitting pretty for a playoff spot, Dill. But if they lose next week at home to Cooper Rush and the Dallas Cowboys,
Now we're worried.
now we're worried. So
Yeah.
as of right now, you just slipped 2 games. At the end of the day, you're fine.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine. And Philadelphia Eagles are doing just fine as well. They have won 6 in a row. They're hot right now, kid, in first place in that NFC East division. Let's go to Sunday. We'll start with the Bears. You mentioned the Bears. I thought they had this, man, coming down to the wire, kicking a field goal with who's there? Santos. He was 2 for 3 on the day, and what do you know? Block. I mean, it's just so bad for the Bears right now. As a fan, LaFleur, Green Bay just owned the Chicago Bears. I thought I had it bad, but man, this was a bad loss, kid.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. This was my lock of the week, and it didn't come close. To me, Green Bay should have lost this game. Chicago, if you're a Chicago fan, it's just been tough sailing. It's just been tough sailing. What I would say is, at the end, you got a rookie quarterback. You've seen the highs and lows. We know what the potential of Caleb Williams is. You just got, you got to fix up the offensive line a little bit. That's all, and I think they'll be just fine. Give credit. Jordan Love didn't look great, but he played well enough. Played well enough. I expected this Green Bay offense to come out firing, especially after a bye week. I expected Jordan Love to look a little more healthier in this offense, just to hit that second half of the season strive, and they didn't.
Yeah.
Chicago do have a good defense. Give them credit, but to me, I saw a blowout, and it didn't happen.
They finally scored a touchdown, though. The Chicago Bears. They finally got one in. What was it? Johnson, number 23, one of the running backs. They finally got down there. Roma Dunze had a pretty good game. DJ Moore trying to get involved a little bit, but Christian Watson, he had that big 60-yard catch as well. He went for 150 yards. Outside of that, they had an okay game plan. I don't another guy where I don't think he's 100% Jordan Love. Thoughts on him, because I didn't think he had the best game either.
That's what I'm saying. I expected more from him and this offense coming off the bye week. He's clearly not at 100% just yet. I think they'll be just fine. The fact that you're able to win a game like this on the road, you got to give credit all around. Special teams, defense, and offense. So it didn't look great though, but at the end of the day, he didn't look bad. He had a rating 113, 13 for 17. 261. Think about it. 13 completions, 261. That's pretty good.
7-3, and they're still in third place. Tough division, kid. I'm telling you that. Let's go to we'll touch on this real quick. Blowout. I smelt it from a mile away. I mean, he has to be fired. We're gonna get the news soon. It has to be, but 52-6, kid. Yeah. I mean, the Lions just fucking railed them.
I did not expect this.
They quit.
I'm one to say 14 points is too many. I didn't take it. But I sure didn't lay it. Jared Goff played great, though. Jared Goff might have put himself back in the MVP
Mm.
conversation with this matchup. I haven't checked the odds, people. I'm just going by from what today's performances.
Perfect QBR rating.
He was great. Another one. This is like his third perfect game.
Yeah.
That's my. You gotta give credit to that 9-1 record, top of the division.
Tough division too now.
Best division in football.
Yeah.
Another perfect game, 400 yards, 4 TDs, zero interceptions. Still, I understand he has the best backfield in football.
Yeah,
I understand the defense much improved, better than last year, even without Aiden Hutchinson, still able to get after the quarterback. Still, what can I say? Amon-Ra Brown, huge game. Jameis Williams, huge games. The fact that they're able to score 52, no Sam Laporta, and this is the second time they scored 52. By the way, highest in the NFL. This Lions team is for real, man. And you might be right. I'm gonna say it now. Dylan been saying this for 5 weeks. Dylan's been wrong for 5 weeks, but
this week.
This week might be it. Dougie P, you're a legend in my eyes, but in Jacksonville, you might be a hatred. You might be hated. Yeah.
Your time's done. Go home, collect. You've made millions of dollars. It's the holiday season. Enjoy it with your family, because there are reports out now that Doug Peterson, he goes home early, he shows up late. They're done. You see that from your general.
He's a Super Bowl winning coach.
But he sees the writing on the wall, man. They're just not a good team. No offense to Mac Jones, but they were never gonna really do anything in this game. David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, that's the best 1-2 punch in the league right now. And Amon-Ra St. Brown is. He might be top 5 receiver in the league. I think he has a legit case for that as well. And you're right. It's not just the first perfect passer rating for Jared Goff this season. Lions plus 350. They lead they have the best odds to win the Super Bowl. Do you agree with that?
To be honest, from just off today, Ravens lost. Steelers wasn't impressive. 6 field goal game. Not to jump ahead. Minnesota, still, Green Bay didn't look great. Kansas City lost. Judging off from today, I think they got to be the favorite. And
you mentioned Jared Goff getting back into the MVP. I told you he 40-1, 35-1 because he had the 5 interceptions. Back to third at plus 600. Josh Allen, not to skip ahead, but he's jumped Lamar. Plus 150 for Josh Allen, plus 200 for Lamar, and plus 500, plus 600 for Jared Goff at number 3. Makes sense.
I sense these things. I sense it.
Yeah, it makes sense though, right?
No, he had a great game. Yeah. To score 52, to win by 46?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Spread was 14. That was pretty great.
Another good team in that North Division, the Minnesota Vikings, they take care of the Tennessee Titans. They wind up covering the 5.5. Game goes under the total of 40.5. But pretty good game from Sam Darnold against a good defense that they really couldn't run the ball. Aaron Jones didn't have a good game. Cam Akers couldn't run the ball either. Justin Jefferson had a good game. The long slant touchdown to Jordan Addison, I think that went for like 45, 47 yards as well. And that defense, they gave Will Levis some fits. He threw that interception, 5 sacks as well. Tony Pollard couldn't get anything going offensively. And besides Nick Westbrook and having that long, almost 100 yards. It was like 98-yard touchdown. Outside of that, the game was kind of in check for this defense. But good, solid win on the road for Minnesota. They improved to 8-2.
Yeah, say what you want about this Minnesota team, but they're an 8-2 team. Sammy D, good game, not great. He played pretty good. The running game, not there, but Tennessee's defense is solid. It's pretty good. It was nice to see Justin Jefferson, pretty good game. Addison, good game. Wish TJ Hawkinson would have been more involved. To me, that's when the offense is really going. But give credit to this Vikings team. I was leaning the +6 for Tennessee. Thank God they didn't go there, Dill. But give credit to Minnesota, 8-2, and another impressive win on the road.
Back-to-back wins for the Finns. The Dolphins get a big win on the road. I told you, kid, I can't get this Raider team right. I think it's too many points. The other team winds up
Yeah.
covering, but yeah, big win. Tua looked great. 3 touchdowns, 28 for 36, 288. Didn't run the ball all that well. A-Chain had 73 yards, but not the best game collectively. Jonnu Smith had a really good game, over 100 yards. Tyreek Hill got into the end zone as well. Overall, really good game, and this offense is really starting to click here for Miami.
Yeah, Miami, there's some hope. If it's definitely some hope for Miami. The season's not over. Tua looked good. Uh, the running game, like you said, wasn't great, but it was solid defensively. Though I think that's what's been of late. That defense has been looking good. The beginning after the quarterback, and the +7.5 was live until Jonnu Smith was just left wide open and Tua hit him. So that was a heartbreaker. I wish that I took the +7.5, which
Yeah.
that would have hit. But for all the Miami fans out there that was stressing, weeks 3 through 7. Hey, don't look too fast now. You guys are live. I'm not saying you guys are gonna make the playoffs. All I'm saying is, if you win, majority of your games, probably only lose one more game for the rest of the season. You might find yourselves in the playoffs. And not for none, if Tua stays healthy, the defense can play the way it is still. I give him a shot. Another solid win for the Miami Dolphins.
That's 6 in a row now. Loss for the Raiders. Not looking good. I'm already on Tankathon because my Jets moved up on the rankings, so
Yeah.
that's good there. But yeah, they're getting the number 4 pick. I guess spinning it positive. What could they do? A little early looking at draft stock, but what do you think they need to do to pair up something for Brock Bowers? Because they need a quarterback. Brock Bowers is the truth. I think
he's the
spinning it
truth.
positive, he is the only bright thing on that team.
Yeah, and Max Crosby.
Yeah. I'm talking.
Yeah,
I guess. Excuse me. Offensively.
offensively. I'm gonna say, you know, Al Davis. I mean, not Al Davis, but the
God
owner.
rest his soul.
So yeah, I think he's gonna speak it to existence. He saw Shadur Sanders. He said he might be playing on this team pretty soon. With the 4th overall pick, as of right now, I think that gets you Shadur Sanders. Still, him, Brock Bowers, Shadur Sanders. Hey, maybe something special in a couple of years. Who knows? But I think as of right now, the Raiders have no choice but to go after a quarterback. It's looking at Shador. Maybe Cameron Ward is soon.
Yeah.
But if I had to make the decision, it would be Shador.
Yeah, I think you would go if he falls to you. You definitely get Shador, but they're saying right now Cameron Ward to the mock drafts are saying Cameron Ward to Vegas at number 4. Number 2, Tennessee has the pick, and if he's there, they're gonna get Shador Sanders or at least try to draft him.
Mm-hmm.
Because no disrespect, but Will Levis ain't it. And number 1 is gonna go to Travis Hunter. He's probably gonna go to Jacksonville if they continue to lose. But yeah, 6 in a row, tough one for the Raiders. I always think they have a chance to cover these big numbers, but never ends up happening. Let's go to your Patriots. Tough game. I thought 4.5 was a little too much. They wind up losing by 6. Game does go over the total as well, but Matthew Stafford had a fantastic game, kid. I mean, 18 for 27, almost 300 yards, 295, 4 touchdowns. Puka Nacua went crazy. Cooper Kupp went for over 100. Colby Parkinson had a touchdown as well. Karen Williams had 86 yards. This was a really good back and forth game. I thought Drake May, outside of that 1 interceptions, I thought Drake May played pretty well, over 280 yards. They had a better rushing attack than the Rams as well. Kendrick Bourne coming back helped. He had a nice touchdown. It just ran out of gas a little bit. They scored the late touchdown to try to make it a game, but the second and third quarter was like kind of what halted them from winning this game. But tough victory for the Rams.
Yeah, I did not expect this. It was 6 touchdowns in this game. I did not think Matthew Stafford would be able to throw that many touchdowns on our defense. And I'm gonna be honest, I was surprised. We was kind of marching up and down at times on that defense as well. Give credit Matthew Stafford, an amazing game. Puka Nacua looking special. Cooper Kupp 2 tutties. Kerry Williams, I know he didn't get in the end zone, but to me, he ran the ball pretty well. Stevenson, he ran the ball good as well. For him, to me, he could have been a little better, but hey, Drake May, like I said earlier, not leading to wins, but 30 for 40, 282, 2 tutties, the 1 pick. He did take 3 sacks, but 100 rating. He's playing pretty good though. As a Patriots fan, I like what I'm seeing. I don't have expectations for this season, people. I'm not. Oh, can we make the? No, I know we're not making the playoffs. It's just I want to see what the rookie could do, and so far I like what I'm seeing. Solid win for the Rams still, but another solid day from the rookie Drake, man.
Yep. Let's go to one of my locks that did not hit. Browns lose on the road. That's 2 in a row for the Saints. I got to start giving them a little more credit, kid. 35-14. I mean, if you had Taysom Hill on your fantasy team,
I benched him in 3 leagues.
wow.
Wow.
I was about to say, if you had Taysom
Hey,
Hill,
I'm ironically won all 3 leagues.
wow. It would have
I
been no
drafted good.
sweat.
I drafted good.
7 carries for 138 yards, 3 touchdowns as well. MVS. Looks like him and Derek Carr have a good connection. Only 2 catches, but 87 yards. He did have that 71-yard long bomb with a touchdown. Kamara got involved as well. Really good game. That's 2 in a row for this Saint team. Don't watch now, but third place, just a game behind Tampa Bay.
Still, Jameis, he tried his best. Almost 400 yards, 30 for 46. Didn't turn the ball over. No interceptions. Still, Nick Chubb. I'm honestly hoping Nick Chubb could turn it around soon. He hasn't looked great coming back from injury. Hasn't looked like the same old Nick Chubb. Maybe in a couple more weeks he gets in rhythm, but hasn't looked great yet. Still, this Saints team, hey, gotta give him credit. Derek Carr, another good game. 21 for 27, 2 tutties, only 1 sack. He was almost perfect. 250 in the air, 2 tutties. But to be honest, it was a Taysom Hill show. Second half, it was just all Taysom Hill. I think he had 3 tutties, 2 in the second half. He busted, I think, a 70-yard run though. 70-yard run.
Yeah.
Give credit to Taysom Hill. 75-yard run. He took the game over. Saints won this game by 21. Did not see that coming.
Browns, third pick in the draft so far. They've lost 2 in a row, 2-8. Do they go defense? Do they go all what needs to happen with this thing? Because coming into this season, I feel like every season now, since doing the show, we say, this team has talent. This team has talent, but back every year they wind up falling right on their face. What needs to change?
Quarterback, though. They need to hit on a quarterback. They traded away Baker Mayfield. To me, looking 50-50 hindsight now, regrettable decision from the front office. Hopefully Deshaun could come back healthy, still. But are you really banking on that? You know, we saw what he looked like these past 2 seasons. Now coming off what, an Achilles. I wouldn't expect much from Deshaun Watson. If I'm the Cleveland Browns in that front office, I'm gonna try to work a deal out with Deshaun, see what we could do there to give a little more cap room for us, and maybe I draft Cameron, Shador, or somebody in the top 3.
Yeah, let's see if they go with a quarterback. There are even trade talks about Myles Garrett if he's gone. So I don't know if they blow it up. I don't know what they do, but they got some decisions to make in Cleveland. Let's go to MetLife. New York Jets, they always find ways to win. What did I say? What could go wrong will go wrong. 28-27 and another heartbreaker. But this is what you expect from a failed organization. I mean, they couldn't do anything. Aaron Rodgers, I thought, played okay. Only incompleted 7 passes. He had the 2 touchdowns, 1 to Breece Hall. I thought Breece Hall had a pretty good game. 43 yards in the air, 78 on the ground, over 130 all-purpose yards with 2 touchdowns. He had a good game. Outside of that, Devontae Adams, he okay. But defense, again, this is the thing that we came into this season banking on, regardless, because the whole question mark and unknown was our offense. We thought Aaron Rodgers was going to be our saving grace. Nope, was not. Our defense, Sauce Gardner can't tackle. DJ Reed has been getting shredded on every possession. I mean, that drive Anthony Richard did to win the game and get that field goal, marvelous. I take back everything I say against Anthony Richardson. He's better than any quarterback we have on our roster right now. We would be lucky to have him. So good win for the Colts. They keep their playoffs hope alive. And at this point, boys, what are we doing? We're not trying to win. Let's get a good pick.
One thing I can say is the Jets season is over. And
It's been over,
it
kid.
feels good saying it. Kind of feel bad for you, Dill, because I know you had expectations for this year, but for all the Jets fans out there, besides my boy Dylan, how I feel. And guess what? The same old Jets still. Anthony Richardson, game-winning drive. Dill, when he pump faked, Sauce Gardner hit Alec Pierce on the sideline right there in the before at the 2 minute warning. I was like, he's gonna win this game.
Yeah.
I was like, no way. Jonathan Taylor didn't have a great game on
No.
the ground. That if we expected the Colts to win this game, we thought they were gonna have a great game on the ground. 91 collectively as a team, and they was able to win this game. Anthony Richardson, what a hell! Last two drives too, because when he hit Josh down for the touchdown prior to that was an amazing drive as well. And then the game-winning drive, like I said, with the pump fake and then leading them down. And to me, that was the perfect call. I was scratching my head a little bit when they was rushing. And then they called a timeout with the second and go. I'm like, don't leave Aaron Rodgers that much time now. And then they was able to run it in with Anthony Richardson. Perfect play call. I was a little selfishly hoping they handed it off to JT because I needed it in fantasy, but everything worked out. But give credit to Anthony Richardson. I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't say he changed my mind of him yet, but I gotta give him credit. Those last two drives was very impressive.
Yeah, good on Shane Steichen. I thought he had a good game plan towards the end of the game as well. And this is not a defense anyone fears. That is the problem. You could be sitting down for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, come in. This would be a great
But
start
like
for
that,
a
real
quarterback
quick
to
though,
start.
Robert Sala wins that game.
I think you and I win this game as well.
Nah,
So
realistically,
I
I
mean,
think
there's
Robert
just
Sala gets a
no.
stop. I think he gets a stop there.
It's sad, but top 7 pick, kid. Top 7 pick. We are sitting at 3-8 right now. Mock draft has us going with an edge rusher, Abdul Carter from Penn State. Don't know how I feel about that, but we need some help on that defensive end. Let's go to the next game in the 1 o'clock slate. Steelers. They went outright again. A really good game. Nip and tuck. Your under cashes. Always bet the under when it's the Pittsburgh Steelers and
This should have
Baltimore
been my
Ravens.
lock. This
Yeah.
should have been my lock.
But turnover from Russell Wilson. Ill-advised, I thought, in the back of the end zone. Don't know really how I felt about it, but thankfully it didn't wind up hurting them. They wind up winning the game. Rushing yards kind of evened out from both teams. Thought George Pickens had a pretty good game, Darnell Washington, but the defense just got a couple more stops than the Ravens. I didn't think the Ravens played all that bad. I thought Lamar had an okay kind of game. I thought they were kind of similar. Russ and Lamar, I thought they kind of evened each other out. That fumble to start the game was a killer, though. But shout out the kicker. I mean, Chris Boswell is just
Got me
money.
24 in fantasy.
He's money. 6 for 6. He hit the long of 57. He gave you 18 points. He gave that's all
24.
they got. All the points came from Chris Boswell, and Justin Tucker is washed. I mean, he is done.
Ooh, Dale,
You mentioned it a few weeks, or not a few weeks, in the beginning of the season. You were like,
trying to
"Hey,"
tell him.
you go, "Hey, Dill, like I don't know, like kickers, they might short leash on the year, kid." Justin Tucker's gone. He's gone.
Joe, I hate that you ended it like that, but I'm gonna start right there. On my notes said, I'm pretty sure I'm right about Justin Tucker. I've been trying to tell y'all people for weeks, and this is why the Baltimore Ravens lost the game because the dude can't even make a 45-yard field goal anymore, Dill. Not of course he can, people. Of course he can, but he's no longer automatic. He's no longer Mister. I'm gonna make it 50 plus consistent. He's no longer the best kicker in football. That's all. He's top 10. I'll give him number 10, maybe 11, maybe 9, but that's about it. Justin Tucker, he's a great, still probably a first ballot Hall of Famer, but he just lost his fastball a little bit. That's all. No longer one of the best kickers in football at the moment. You know, Lamar didn't play great, didn't play horrible. They just didn't play well enough to win the game. Russ either. To me, they could have easily lost this game. Uh, but give credit, both defenses shut it down. To me, they both played great. Najee Harris, he was trying his hardest. He ran the ball really hard today. George Pickens made some tough catches, But overall, though, to me, this is a defensive battle. Both these teams know each other very well, and if you took the Steelers, I know you celebrated, but for Baltimore, this is another tough loss. For
Yeah.
the Ravens, you know, it's been a couple of losses. You just scratch your head. I think they'll be just fine. But could you honestly say right now, are the Ravens a Super Bowl contender? Are they consistent enough to be? Because I said it. Can Zay Flowers be consistent through on? They added Deontay Johnson. To me, he's been non-existent since he's been traded to Baltimore. Though he needs to
Yeah.
be a little more involved. So I still have faith in Baltimore. But if they want to go to the Super Bowl and win, be successful in the playoff, Lamar needs to break that off the curse. Somebody needs to be consistently on the outside step up there? Is it going to be Zay Flowers? Isaiah likely had a big game. Yes, that's dope. But is Mark Andrews going to be consistent come playoff time? Zay Flowers, Bateman. Is it going to be Deontay Johnson? I already know Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson is going to show up. But who's going to step up on the outside week in and week out? Zay Flowers had that couple week stretch there. I think he had, 100-yard games, 4 out of 5 games, something like that. Last few weeks still, where he's been. He had a touchdown today, but 2 catches for 39 yards. That's not enough.
And it hit him right in the fucking face mask. You got to catch the ball, kid.
Gotta be consistent, Dill. We need it week in, week out. Jamar Chase, consistent. CeeDee Lamb, consistent. Justin Jefferson, consistent. I understand. I just need the top 3 wide receivers in football. But all I'm saying is, if you're consistent, you'll be there. Look at Puka Nakua, consistent. He gets 12 targets a day. He's gonna come down with 8. Travis Kelsey, he gets 12 targets. He's coming down with 9, 10, 11, especially come playoff time. Amon Brown, they're gonna come down with those balls still. You can't be dropping those balls, especially I want to say a must-win game, but a divisional game like that.
To answer your question, right now, I don't think they're a Super Bowl contending team. I think they're a playoff team. I think they could win a game or two. Offensively, I think Lamar's playing like the MVP of the league. But like you said, they need a little more consistency from the outside. And defensively, I don't trust the soul. Kyle Hamilton got hurt again. What do you really trust this defense in a shootout type of game? I don't. So I think they're a playoff team. I think this is a good team, but I don't think this is an old school Raven team that we've known and loved.
Yeah, I could say that. Though one thing, Lamar's been great. He's been great. Derrick Henry's been great. Who's gonna be consistent moving forward on the outside? Is it gonna be Mark Andrews? Is it gonna be Zay Flowers? Is it gonna be Bateman? Is it gonna be Likely? They got talent on the outside. Deontay Johnson, I like him. The dude Tylen Wallace who made that big play a couple weeks ago. They just need somebody who's gonna be consistent week in and week out.
Let's go to the 4 o'clock window. Damn, I should have put this as one of my locks instead of the Browns. Never trust the Browns, but Broncos,
Ooh.
38-6. I mean, what a performance. Bo Nix, 28 for 33, 145 passer rating, 4 touchdowns. He ran for 5 yards as well. Javonte Williams had a pretty good game. They ran the ball well. Cortland Sutton had a good game. Leandre Humphrey had a touchdown as well. Troy Franklin, shout out the Ducks. He had a touchdown as well, and they just got pressure on Kirk Cousins. They look confused. This defense is legit. At home, they have a real home field advantage as well, and not the best game, to say the least, for the Falcons offensively. Now they move to 6-5. Thank God this division stinks because, in any other division, they would not be in first place right now, but they need to get going. Darnell Mooney wound up getting hurt. Drake London didn't really have a good game. Ray McLeod. Bijan didn't have a good game. This is just all around a bad game for the Falcons.
Yeah, Dale. I wouldn't say they got exposed, but Denver had their way with them. Kirk Cousins didn't look good. Offense never got a rhythm. Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier both had poor games. And then defensively, how many times are we gonna keep saying this? They're just not able to get pressure on the quarterback. Bo Nix looked like the MVP today, Dill. He was perfect. He played phenomenal. 4 tutties. I'm pretty sure that was the most points they scored all season long. Hold on, let me look at his exact stats. I honestly lost it. Dill, Bo Nix, 28 for 33, 307, 4 tutties, quarterback rating of 145. Only 1 sack. I'm surprised if Atlanta got 1 sack, Dill. They ran the ball pretty good. 100 over 100 yards on the ground collectively. Sutton, uh, Mims Jr. with the TD, Humphrey. Everybody got involved. Dude. This is the most complete Denver win this season. Sean Payton doing a hell of a job. Got to give him credit. This offense is looking good. Bo Nix, still. If it was, like I said earlier, if it wasn't for Jaden Daniels, I definitely got to put him there, Dill.
Yeah.
Bo Nix, definitely these last, what, 7 weeks, ever since that Tampa Bay win, I must say,
Hmm.
been looking pretty good.
Another team I just can't get right, the Seattle Seahawks. Big win coming off a
Wow.
bye. I mean, this San Francisco team did not look good offensively, especially passing the ball. Jawan Jennings had a good game, but outside of that, really couldn't get anything going. They missed George Kittle there. Christian McCaffrey did all that he could, but just another Jackson Smith and Jigba had a crazy game. They didn't run the ball all that well, but their defense played really well down the stretch on the road. And 5-5, we're all tied up in the bottom of the NFC West with Seattle and San Francisco. San Francisco last in the division, kid.
Dill, I've been trying to tell you, Dill. I don't know why you keep putting them near your top 10. I don't know what's wrong with the San Francisco team. Defensively, they lost their pedigree just a little bit. And Brock Purdy, you know, he just hasn't been as perfect as he were last year. Last year, rarely turned the ball over. The uh number one offense, I think it was what 30 points a game. Till this year, I wouldn't say they're struggling, but it ain't the same offense. I can't put my mind in it. Maybe it's all the injuries. Having different wide receivers every week, not having that consistent lineup. Maybe that is, but give credit to the Seahawks. Geno Smith and that to be realistic, this was an ugly game. I know a lot of people out there had their eyes on the Bills in Kansas City. I was watching this one as well, but ugly game. Geno Smith, it was bad interception early, held threw away over Jackson Smith, but he able to get the job done. I understand if for the people out there looking 25 for 32, but it was an ugly game. It was an ugly game. Not able to run the ball this offense, but like you said, Geno Smith and this offense was able to get the job done late. And this 49ers team, I just can't put my finger around it, but something's wrong. I think defensively, they're not as consistent as they were last year. And then offensively, they're turning the ball over at a higher rate. And I think they're just fighting the injury bug. Debo Samuel's been in and out of the lineup. Brandon Ayuk, he's out for the year. George Kittle definitely needed him today. So,
Yeah.
you know, Christian McCaffrey, he's looking better since coming out of the injury. But other than that, though, this 49ers team is just ain't the same. And like you said,
No.
last place in the division, wouldn't be shocked if they missed the playoffs just because the NFC is so loaded. But hey,
Yeah.
still some time to go. They're still live for the division deal, but hey, Seattle San Francisco definitely got a long way to climb.
7 in a row for the Buffalo Bills, and they knock off the undefeated Chiefs. Now 9-1 Chiefs. They get the big win at home. Move to 5-0 at home. 9-2 on the year. 30-21. Game goes over the total as well. They cover the 2.5. I mean, you guys were right. All the sharps that were on Buffalo, they deserve to be the favorite. Great game from them. Josh Allen had a nice touchdown. He ran for 55 yards. James Cook had 2 tutties. Khalil Shakur. I mean, all the guys that were really hurt or banged up or not 100%, for them to go on at home on one against the best team in the league, that was a really good performance. Kareem Hunt, okay game, but Xavier Worthy had the nice touchdown. Outside of that, they could never really get DeAndre Hopkins going. Travis Kelce couldn't get him going. 2 catches for, 8 yards as well. Two
Cuffs.
Yeah, 2 picks for Patrick Mahomes. He didn't play good, and no sacks for Josh Allen. I think that was very impressive. Great game from him. He deserves to be the number 1 guy in the ranking now for the MVP race.
Yeah, I heard I was bugging for putting the Buffalo Bills at number
Rob
2.
said that.
That's what you looked at me sideways. I told you Buffalo number 2, and guess what? We're gonna have a new number 1 come Tuesday. I tell you that. Dill, I try to tell you how many games we saw this season where Kansas City won the game by the skin of the teeth. They barely snuck one out last week against the Broncos. All respect to the Broncos, though. They should have won that game. Kansas City should have lost 2 in a row, Dill. Multiple games this season where Kansas City won by the skin of the teeth. And you thought they was about to go to Buffalo and win this game? Go to 10-0? I didn't see that coming. Josh Allen been balling. Amari Cooper, one hand, left hand, right hand, don't matter. Still, I've been seeing this defense has been getting better and better week in and week out. They're getting healthier. Josh Allen, like you leaderboard, MVP, front runner for MVP right now. James Cook didn't have a ton of yards, 2 touchdowns early on. Took the game over defensively. They was able to get after the quarterback, able to turn over Patrick Mahomes. Kareem Hunt wasn't able to really get much on the ground. Was able to get establish something a little late, but the first half shut him down. Still, this defense is for real. Josh Allen has been playing most of the year like the best quarterback in football, and don't look now. This defense is gonna be healthier and healthier week on. And Dill, guess who's coming back? Say it with me. Mike Milano. One of the best linebackers in all of football will be back. I said it first, people. Y'all looked at me. Bob looked at me. You looked at me. I said Buffalo #2. I called the win. We're going to have a new number one, people.
Are they the best team over the Lions?
Who was the best team in football, Dill?
Kansas City Chiefs, in my opinion.
Who beat the Kansas City Chiefs by 9 points?
The Buffalo Bills.
Who was #2 in my power rankings?
The Buffalo Bills.
Who was #3?
The Detroit Lions.
Nothing needs to be said. Tune in Tuesday.
Yeah, so lock, dog, teaser. Teaser didn't hit because of the Browns. Jameis fucked me. He's regressed, to say the least.
He played good. He played okay.
He played okay.
The team is regressed.
Yeah, he almost threw for over 400 yards. Yeah, no, he did play okay.
Didn't throw an interception.
Teaser didn't hit. Dog hit. Steelers hit. My other dog, the Chiefs, did not hit. So not the best day with the locks and dogs and teasers. How did you do, kid?
On the week so far, we're down. We're down on the day. 4-3 on the week. 4-5. I went 0-2 on Thursday. So we're live, still able to get for a positive week. My dog is tonight. So dog's not there yet. Dog's still live. My lock was the Green Bay -5.5. I expected this offense to take over. I expected a blowout, realistically.
Yeah, off of
my Patriots won 19-3 in Chicago. You telling me Green Bay only 1 point better than us? Yeah. You telling me that? Come on now. Come on, Matt LaFleur. Come on, Jordan Love. Drake may outplay Jordan Love in Chicago. Hey.
People told me Jordan Love was worth the money.
He is. He's 7-3.
Third place. Third place.
No. 7-3, real quick. Where's Dak?
Bottom of the list.
Where's Tua?
Bottom of the list.
Where's Trevor Lawrence?
Bottom of the list.
Okay, then.
Yeah. You rest your case.
Stop playing with me, man. Stop playing with me, man. And then my teaser wasn't close.
Yeah.
I got there with New Orleans. I took Atlanta. I teased Atlanta up. I thought they would lose a
blowout.
I thought they'll lose a close one there. I thought they'll bounce back after a tough loss. Hey, at least cool bounce back. Bounce back. The team needs to do better. And then San Francisco with the heartbreak. Like I said, Dill, I've been saying it for a few weeks. I've been questioning it. I don't know why you keep having faith. I need to see it. Don't get me wrong. I know what they're capable of, Dill, but they haven't proved to me that they deserve to be in that top 10.
Before we get to Monday Night Football, a quick word from our sponsor. We are brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. It is no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV. Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle. We flavor our tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing around the golf with the boys or a new flavor coconut watching Monday Night Football, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, kid, let's get to it. The Battle of Texas, Monday Night Football going down at Jerry World. Big weekend for Jerry World. I don't know if you saw Mike Tyson and the Jake Paul fight, but the clip going around with him in the dressing room in his ass cheeks is just legendary.
Yeah, great interview with him and his son. It was
Yeah.
amazing.
Iconic. I think I've watched it like 7, 8 times. And people were questioning, like, is he gonna go
Yo,
out? Is he gonna go out like this? People were wanting to know on the internet. People wanted to know. I mean,
no comment.
and to be honest, I love the fact that he was just chilling like that, and there were mad people in the dressing room. He didn't care. He was letting it go, and it was like emotional. It was like him and his son, like, "I love you. Be safe." He was like, "I love you too," and then the camera just zoomed in. I mean, oh man. By the way, did not like the fight. It looked bad, right? Two rounds in, didn't look the best.
You gotta understand, Dale. I think the two previous fights, prior,
Yeah.
were so good. Both went the distance. Were both amazing fights. To me, Jake and Mike needs to throw a little more down. They need to throw a little money down the road because that fight was such a disappointment. Mike Tyson, all respect and love toward you, man, but you should have never stepped in that ring. I'm gonna say this for all the real hustlers out there. Mike got us. Mike got us. Mike finessed the war system. So as a hustler, Mike, as a player, I ain't mad at you. Shit, if I was you, I would have done the same thing. But for as like your mental health and your future health, you should have never stepped in that ring, dog. But for your paper and your future and your money, I ain't mad at you, dog. So shout out Mike Tyson. Shout out Jake Paul for not, violating as well. But they'll
Yeah.
Netflix should get sued for allowing that to happen.
Stream was bad too. Kept buffering a little bit too. So they'll see
It
what.
wasn't.
Hopefully,
It wasn't for a first time ever live streaming a fight. Pretty damn good.
I
Pretty
want to
good.
see what Christmas looks like in these football games with Netflix because they're in the game. Remember?
It's not gonna be 60 million people watching those
Yeah,
games.
that's fair. But
So if it's only gonna be, that's what I'm gonna say, 20 million watching, shouldn't
hopefully
buffer.
more.
Should be pretty good. That should be if it acted like that with 60. I'm looking forward for Christmas Day.
Let's get back on track. Back at Jerry World, Cowboys hosting the Texans. Texans laying 7 and kind of a home spot for them as well. Minus 375 on the money line, +7 for the Cowboys, plus 300 on the money line. Total is 41.5. What does Cooper Rush have to do to win this game, kid?
He's gonna have to double team himself.
Wow.
No. He's gonna have to double team Nico Collins. He's gonna have to play, defense and double team Nico Collins though. Personally, if Nico Collins wasn't playing, I will take the +7 deal. But when Nico's back, I gotta still see it to lay the 7. But this offense and this team might be back. I've been saying these past few weeks, the Texans are frauds. They haven't been the same. This offense been struggling a little bit. CJ regressed in the sophomore season. But if this offense plays like it played the first couple of weeks with Nico Collins, and we see this explosive plays once again, Joe Mixon is able to run the ball. He hitting Dalton Schultz and Tank down the middle, and Nico Collins is able to take the roof off the top deal. His team might be back, and I wouldn't be surprised it's a blowout deal. Can Dallas keep it close? Mika Parsons is back. I think he'll be energized and ready to go. But can that defense do enough to slow down that Texans offense with Nico? I need to see it. I'm staying away from the side, but if I had to pick, I'll lay the 7 with the Houston Texans.
I'd probably, I'm not going to touch it, but if you do want to do like a two-way 6-point teaser, I would tease down the Houston Texans down to 1. And then I would also tease for Thursday night. Looking ahead, we have a Thursday night showdown in Cleveland. The Browns hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers this upcoming Thursday. Steelers laying 4. Tease them through 0. +2.5 as a dog. I don't think the Steelers are going to lose that game either. So that's how I would kind of play it. I do think Texans win. I don't know if they'll cover the 7. We see how bad Texas is covering the big number as a big favorite. So yeah, no opinion on that. As for the total, 41.5. I lean under, kid. I just have a tough time imagining this Dallas team putting up enough points.
I give it a shot at the over just because I'm a, let's just say, a bigger believer in Cooper Rush than most people. Uh, I have faith in this Houston team with Nico Collins. Still, if they're able to connect a couple times, who knows? But 41.5 is a short number. If Cooper Rush can hit CD Lamb and a couple of these guys a couple of times, who knows? But I will say the number's a little short. I understand it's Cooper Rush backup quarterback and all, but hey, could it be a 24-17 game? Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. All right, let's go to the player props because this is where I'm going to get involved in. I'm going to start with that Houston side. Joe Mixon, over 86.5 rushing yards. He is coming off one of his worst performances of the season. He just had 46 yards and 25 carries, but it was against a good defense in the Lions. Cowboys are a much easier opponent. They can't stop the run. They have the league's second worst rushing defense, giving up 152 yards per game. I mean, he got 25 carries the last game. I mean, if you give him another 15 to 20 carries, he's going to get this. So, it may be even worth to do an alternate yard, mixing up to 100 yards. I think at a nice plus play, I think that would be good. He's reached this game after the last bad game, 4 straight. He's gone over this numbers dating back to last game. So like this, over 86.5 rushing yards. Cooper Rush over 1.5 or over a half a passing touchdown as well. I think he could get a touchdown to CD Lamb or one of the receivers. Texans, they've allowed a passing touchdown in all but one game this season. Even Drake May and Anthony Richardson in 2 games, they've thrown 3 touchdowns against this defense. No disrespect, but these are lower passing guys than Cooper Rush. So I think Cooper Rush could get in. I know CD is questionable. I think he will play, but I think someone will find the end zone. So over half a passing touchdown for Cooper Rush as well. Those are my 2 props, kid.
I like it, Dill. I like the Joe Mixon one a lot just because I think he'll bounce back. Like you said, bad week last week. I'm gonna go with CD Lamb. They'll give me CD Lamb over 59.5 receiving yards. I understand he's questionable. He's most likely gonna give it a go. I think this number is too short. I don't care who's the quarterback. CD Lamb is a top 3 wide receiver, and I think Cooper Rush and Mike McCarthy is gonna, if they have any chance of upsetting the Houston Texans, CD Lamb has to get involved and have a big game, especially get involved early on. So Rico Dow was named the starting quarterback during the week. Maybe he has a big game. Who knows? But to me, give me CD Lamb over 59.5. This number is too short. I wouldn't be surprised if they target him over 10 times in this game. So I do like your Joe Mixon over though, but give me CD Lamb over 59.5.
All right, good. Kid, good luck. Let's have a game and let's finish week 11 strong here in the NFL. Let's head over to the association. 8 games on the agenda for Monday. What's wrong with Phoenix, kid? They haven't looked good ever since KD hasn't been playing. They don't look like the same team. I'll say that real quick.
Yeah, I think they'll be just fine. You lose one of the best players in the NBA, you're gonna take a step down, though. It is what it is, but I think they'll be just fine. You still got Devin Booker. Hey, this is why you got Bradley Bill. You
Yeah.
paid Grayson Allen. Now you need to win these games where your superstar is down. But let's get into it, though. Like you said, 8-game slate. Let's start 7:30 start. To me, marquee matchup. Philadelphia 76ers taking on the Miami Heat. Call me a fool. Call me what you want. Give me the Philadelphia 76ers plus 3.5 on the road. Joel Embiid's back. I will hate to say these are must-win games in November, but Philly, you gotta turn it around sooner or later. Why not now? To me, you gotta start, winning at least, 4 out of 5 here, 7 out of 10 there. You gotta start stringing it along now. Give me Philly plus 3.5 on the road. Next up, the Pacers taking on the Toronto Raptors. To me, Toronto's just a dumpster fire. They be competitive in a lot of games, but to me, don't like them at all. Over under sitting at 236.5. Shop around. Give me Indiana -3 on the road. Don't get me wrong, Indiana haven't been impressive so far, but they're much better than this Toronto team. To me, they should be able to cruise to a victory. Give me the -3 on the road. Next game, Chicago taking on the Detroit Pistons. Don't get me wrong, Pistons have been playing decent. They've been playing a little better. But you know what? Give me the +3 with Chicago. I'm going to take the points on the road. I think Chicago's slightly better than the Pistons. Give me the +3 on the road. Next game, Washington taking on your New York Knicks. Knicks laying 13 points at home.
Big
They're
number.
Yeah, playing my Nets tonight. It's at half right now. I think you have like a 3 or 4 point lead. They were 10.5 point favorites tonight as well. Dude, that's a lot of points. Coming off a back to back. I understand you're at home. If anything, look at Jordan Poole or damn, Kyle Kuzma.
Kuzma.
Yeah, over points. It's the Garden. One of them is gonna try to have a big game. I wouldn't surprise if Poole honestly has a good game. So I'll lean over one of their points. Next game, Houston taking on Milwaukee Bucks. Dude, I'm starting to lose faith in this Bucks team. Dude, it's not looking good. They lost to Charlotte the other day. Questionable foul call late game, but hey, a loss is a loss. Give me Houston plus 3.5 on the road. Uh, Milwaukee got to turn it around, but hey, I think Houston either wins a close game or lose in a close one. I'm gonna stay away from the Orlando and Phoenix game. Like you said, KD, the Suns team hasn't been the same, but am I gonna take the Magic on the road plus 2.5? I'm not gonna go that far. It's a stay away from me. And then
Real quick. I want to say Franz Wagner's points last few games. I think last 6 games, 28, 27, 23, 32, 29, and 31. He's been balling.
Look at his player prop over, if anything, because they're gonna need it. They're gonna need a big time performance, especially against the Suns on the road. Last game of the night, Atlanta Hawks taking on the Sacramento Kings. Over under sitting at 234.5. Atlanta's. I'm gonna take the +5 with Atlanta. They're not that bad. Sacramento Kings, they're good. But to lay 5, I don't know if I'm gonna do that at home. I think Atlanta could keep it close. I'll be a little surprised they walk out with a victory, but I say Atlanta lose. Probably 3 or 4 points.
All right, kid. That's going to do it. Thank you so much. Good luck on the gridiron, and let's close week 11 out strong. Any last words before we get up out of here, kid?
Go Bengals.
Go Bengals. That is going to do it for this edition of the Dream Wager. Good luck. God bless.